Hello, we're the Ceres team representing Western Michigan University for the NASA Big Idea Challenge. So this is the Ceres project's front view of our ice home for the Mars Big Idea project. So if we see here, we have the airlock for the astronauts to come in, clean themselves off, and then come into the main chamber, where they'll be on the first floor, which has a ladder up to the second floor. And if we look at this, there's a water pump and some storage containers up here. And what we'll do is we'll pump up this middle layer with some water, and that'll protect the astronauts from the radiation. And then in this layer, we'll have like an inflatable dome that the astronauts will live in, which will allow it to be easily transported to Mars. And this outer layer is also inflatable. So they will be on top of a very thermally insulated surface, which will also protect the dome from rocks piercing it. So this is a view of the first floor, where we can see what the outer shell will kind of look like, with the water being in these bigger ones, and we'll have carbon dioxide gas pumped into these for insulation, all these other bags. On the inside, when the astronauts walk in, we'll see to the left lots of 5-gallon buckets, which they will be growing rice in. And then we have 3 hydroponic growing systems that don't use a soil medium, and I'll explain those later. And then we have some cabinets to store items in, and a battery source which will power the astronauts' systems. The second floor is a little smaller, and it has a lot of hydroponic growing machines, as that will be where most of their food comes from. And there will be more boxes to put little items such as gardening tools and fertilizer in. And this ladder will be how they get up to the top and down. So here's a close-up view of the growing system. So what it will have is one nutrient bucket, where they'll be able to control the water for all the plants, as you need to keep it very stable to grow plants with only water and no soil. And if we look down here, we can see that there will be a bubbler at the bottom. That's what this little box is, and that oxygenates the water. And then there's pipes that will connect them together, and I have those drawn up here. And then the plants will be floating in the water, where their roots will pick up the nutrients, and they'll grow very quickly with lots of nutrient quality. So here's our nutrient requirements that we figured out. We found that if the astronauts ate some brown rice, soybeans, sweet potatoes, tomatoes, and spinach, it would fill most of their nutrient requirements, with the rest being filled by food brought from Earth and vitamins, just like the ones that you would take in the morning. And then we found out how much each person would need to eat for 4 people, how long each plant takes to grow, and the pH of the water that was optimal, and we found it was about 6.5 pH. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe.